Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Kevin from Fitness, and today we're breaking down what to do the week before you have a CrossFit competition. If you're anything like me, when I first started competing in 2010, it was like, what do I do this week? I come from an endurance background, so we had very specific tapering plans and peaking and all that stuff. And with CrossFit, that's a little bit more challenging because every day you're kind of going hard. Yes, we have easier and harder days, but when it came to preparing for an event, I've worked with thousands of athletes, so I've gathered a little bit of experience, but you're probably asking yourself, do I take the week off? Do I just go lighter on my percentages? Do I decrease the intensity? Do I keep the week the same and just take off on Friday? These are all things that we've tested, and today I'll be sharing those with you. So what you're experiencing and the fact that you're actually looking out for what to do now shows me a lot about you as an athlete and that you're trying to be your best on competition day. So if you're new around here, got to do the YouTube plug, right? If you're new around here, press the subscribe button and like this video because it helps us continue to create content, to pour out education. This channel is solely geared to helping athletes get stronger, faster, and improve your performance. And since you clicked on this video, you're definitely one that falls into that category. Let's talk about why you still need to go hard during this training week, but yes, you need to drop some intensity. So down in the description below, actually, if you want to just skip the video, I have a full week PDF download that you can download completely for free. It'll tell you exactly what to do this week. In this video, I'm going to be doing a brief overview and outline of that. But this week, you still need to go hard because you have to prime your nervous system. When you get to competition day, if you've been taking it easy all week, when you get hit by a truck on event one, your body and your CNS is going to be totally fried and wrecked, and you're not going to be there for peak performance. In fact, I can't remember the exact statistic, but when I was competing pretty heavily in triathlons, I was so obsessed with keeping my peak VO2 max at its highest potential output. And again, I can't remember this. I should have looked it up for the video, but I think after like 2 or 3 days, there's a pretty significant drop in your max capacity. So I've always kept that in the back of my head and like to be able to be at my peak performance. So, you still got to go hard. And within that guide, I break down what it should look like. But to give you an example, you still want to have your training look primarily the same. When we talk about what percentages to hit with your lifts and what type of lift, power clean and jerk and power snatch versus squat clean and jerk or squat snatch, because we're trying to save the legs. And if you feel good, great, save it for this weekend. When it comes to percentages, I like to stay between like 75 and 85%. It's heavy enough to where it can prime the movement and I can still get under a little bit of weight so my body's still ready for the weekend, but it's not 85 to 95% where I'm just, completely max effort we're not trying to PR during the week. We're trying to recover just a little bit, still maintain our fitness so that we're ready for this weekend. So keep your lifts around 75 to 85%. Something I like to do is keep things super simple. 10-minute EMOM, 1 rep, 75 to 85%. One thing that I also like to do during this week, and especially during each particular lift, if there's like a complex of the weekend, maybe it's a 1 rep max or a complex or 3 rep, I'm using this time to actually visualize what is going to be needed for success. And as I'm doing these lifts, studying my technique and where I can optimize for when the weekend comes, that I'm already continuously visualizing and I've already won in my mind. When it comes to practicing skills, by this point you're not going to get any better at them, but you can use the time to just continue to grease the groove and continue to practice. Like if you know there's going to be handstand walking, same thing. Keep it super simple. You might do a 10-minute EMOM, practice just getting a little bit of movement. The goal is not for it to feel like a workout. It's more supposed to feel like a technique and just getting primed and feeling confident. That way if you're doing handstand walks, you haven't done any all week and then you show up and you're just a little out of cahoots, because every second counts in CrossFit and you want to be at your peak performance. So continue to get reps in throughout the week. Metcons in your conditioning, reduce the volume, the reps, and potentially the AMRAP distance or AMRAP duration, and keep the intensity super, super high. So we're trying to get used to our body to have quick transitions so that we're used to moving fast, and we're intentionally reducing the reps, the simplicity of the movements so that you're just used to moving at a quick pace. The second your pace starts to slow down, don't go into this and have a grueling workout. We're just trying to prepare the speed and intensity. You're not trying to get better. You're just trying to prepare your central nervous system to be peaked and primed for performance. As I mentioned, down in the description below, I've got a 4-week taper guideline of what day 4, day 3, day 2, day 1 should look like before the competition. Even things like, avoiding eccentric loaded exercises versus concentric loaded exercises. Eccentric movements like rowing, you're getting a little bit more muscular fatigue on your legs than you think because we're having to control, contract, and then relax those muscles, as opposed to the bike, it's a concentric movement, so you're just powering out the whole time. So it's a great way to really train your heart still and train that stimulus that you're going to feel when you're on the competition floor. To completely tax your legs, yes, you'll get some lactic acid buildup, but if you reduce the volume, you're going to be okay. So an example might be 5 sets of 10 calories for the fellas, 6 or 7 calories for the ladies, just kind of really slinging it and getting a good rest in between. Just trying to get that, again, getting the intensity that's going to be needed, but not doing 10 sets, doing 5 sets. So just reducing the volume, keeping the intensity. Towards the end of the week, you're always wanting to focus on a little bit more flush work. So getting some aerobic work where you're just kind of spending 20, 30, 40 minutes, depending on what type of athlete you are, just kind of flushing out some muscles. The day before, we're not really getting into a lot of heavy lifting, 75 to 85% range, just kind of feel out the motion and to get the body moving into that position. But after that, you should really get into a very short, small, intense Metcon and then flush things out. Well guys, I wish you the best of luck to your competition. As I mentioned, down below, you can snag that 4-day taper guide where I give you a warm-up, a lift, a Metcon, and skill work, so where it's nice and organized and how things will taper off at the end of the week. If you guys want to snag that, check it out down below. Otherwise, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out. Catch you guys in the next one.